What is up, Rad family? While responding to your comments, I've seen a lot of people requesting a new creepiest creepypasta list. So today's video is here to answer your requests with a brand new list comprised of 3 super creepy video game creepypastas that I tracked down for you. I've already covered a few in previous videos, so if you're interested and haven't seen them yet, click the card in the top right corner, I think it's somewhere around here, and it will take you to the creepypasta playlist so that you can catch up. As always with the creepiest creepypasta lists, I will be summarizing the stories you hear in today's video. So if you dig what you hear, down below in the description box, I will include links to take you to the original stories so that you can read them. Okay, so let's get to it. Number 3, The Theater. The Theater is an old school game that very few people have crossed paths with. While it is thought that no surviving copies are in circulation today, the unlucky few that have had the displeasure to play this game have taken to online discussion boards to share what they remember experiencing. The game's case was very forgettable with no description or title, just a pixelated man dubbed the ticket taker overlaid on a white background. With such a minimalistic design, it's surprising that anyone would even think to purchase such a game. But for those that bought into their curiosity, wish they hadn't. The game opens to a matching simplistic screen with no text, no pictures, and no audio. For the majority, the game glitches and crashes while loading the bleak licensing screen. Those that stuck through the frustration of a repeatedly crashing game realized you had to reboot your computer before it crashed and then proceed to select the new game option. The screen would fade into a poorly animated scene of a deserted movie theater, and the only other character was the ticket taker standing before a dark hallway. When approached, the bald man would let out a low, distorted audio clip of a computerized voice telling you to enjoy your movie. The player would then walk into the dark hallway only to reappear in the empty lobby to repeat the scene. I know, it sounds super lame and I think I would have bailed at this point, but it's what came next that left players with nightmares. After repeating the same scene multiple times, things get twisted. Different players have talked about the little changes each round would bring, like sometimes the man would disappear but his distorted voice would boom through the speakers, only growing more sinister each time, or the screen would fade to black but you could still hear your footsteps echoing down the hallway, or the man would don a worried or pained expression pacing back and forth in the lobby. While each change is said to cause an increased feeling of anxiousness like they were waiting for something bad to happen, this next scene was agreed to be the most unsettling. The ticket taker would suddenly reappear in front of you on a black screen, but his face was now eerily distorted into something inhumane. Before they exited out of the game, the creepy man would let out a screeched voice begging the player not to continue on to the next level, and then he would simply disappear. For what he was warning them of, no one ever found out because a pixelated brick wall now appeared, sealing off the dark hallway, preventing the player from trying again even if they were to start a new game. Almost as if a punishment for not moving on to the next level, all the players have mentioned catching quick glimpses of the ticket taker lurking in the shadows. Alrighty then, so this was either a very clever marketing ploy putting consumer psychology to the maximum test, or some seriously sinister stuff is hiding out in a discount bin at a flea market somewhere. Either way, maybe you want to opt out of buying that strange game next time. Number 2, Pac-Man. Set in the future, a small spaceship crew left the command room to go have dinner, with just one staying back to keep watch. When an alarm sounded off, warning of a malfunction across the ship, the man quickly stood up to address the issue, and in the process of the rush, he hits his temple on a low-hanging light. Grabbing a pill bottle to numb the dull ache, he sets off to fix the problem. When approaching the source of the alarm, the at first calm beeps grew to intense shrieking. His face switched to a look of horror when he realized the sound was produced by the airlock failing. He reached the personal assistance capsule, or pack, a safety suit made to enclose around a person and supply them with the essentials in cases of emergencies like this one. Once the threat of death passed, he realized the other crew members must not have survived. The thought of being all alone in space made him come to the snap judgment that he'd rather not be the lone survivor. With the pills still in hand, he consumed them at an alarming rate. Once he hit the bottom of the bottle, his mind slipped into a delusion state and he craved more pills. Searching the ship's hallways, now illuminated by the blue generator lights, when he reached the dining hall, his eyes grew at the sight. The rest of the crew members were crawling on the ground towards him, nearly dead and partially in their pack suits. Out of a deep need for more pills and out of fear of the horrifying scene, he ran away from them. So this creepypasta might not seem like the scariest story right off the bat, but when you realize it's a backstory for Pac-Man and then apply it to childhood memories of playing the game, I thought it made the whole story much creepier. Number 1. The perfect game. After hearing rumors about this secretive gaming console that was released in the early 90s, they go on the hunt to track down more information. From what they gathered, the console looked like a bootleg version of a Super Nintendo, but didn't have any buttons or any slots. Searching any discussion boards that seemed even slightly relevant, they were able to find a few postings detailing some more information. The users ranted and raved about how realistic the graphics were, way more advanced even for anything we currently have now, and also how purely awesome the game was, unlike anything they could ever adequately describe. After talking about the beloved childhood memories, each user ended their posting the same way, mentioning how they never wanted to part ways with the console, but their parents forcefully removed it from their homes because the children had become so absorbed into the game. They continued their search to find others, eventually finding 2 more people that also encountered the uber rare console. Each gushed the same way about the long forgotten game in the same manner as the discussion postings. But these 2 were able to remember much more, sharing the shocking side to the perfect game. They each talked about how they became more immersed into the game with each passing hour, eventually feeling as if they were really the character on the screen. It grew to the point that they swear they felt the pain that their characters would have felt. Things took a turn when going up against a boss that used a whip. The whip slashed the character's arm with an excruciating burn, and it reflected on his own bicep in the exact spot. After seeing the wound, the parents were quick to abolish the machine from their abode. After the interview with the 2 players, they continued to trace any other lead to this mythical game. When hope was almost lost, they uncovered gruesome news. They found newspaper articles from various cities across the country depicting heinous death reports of children being found mutilated in front of their televisions with this strange gaming console broken. Wow, okay, to me, this so-called perfect game has a lot of sucky qualities. Yeah, no, I think my stance that Telltale's The Walking Dead series is still the perfect game. I hope you enjoyed today's dose of nightmare fuel. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up so that I know you liked it. And if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button to join the raddest community on the entire internet. And real quick, right before you go, I want to tell you about the series called Rad Pasta that I'll be starting. It'll be like the creepiest creepypasta videos, but solely comprised of creepypastas sent by you, the Rad family. So if you'd like to have your story summarized in a video, tweet me a link at Kaylena Orr with the hashtag RadPasta. We've tried this in the past with email, but it just caused a bunch of confusion and didn't really pan out. I think using Twitter will be way more convenient, and this way we can have a Rad family group going on over there to chat between videos. I'll be sure to include your Twitter handle in the video to give you credit for your story and idea. I can't wait to read all the awesome stories that you guys send me, and until next time, keep on being rad, and I'll see you real soon. Bye!